let's go.
Well, speaking of, let's go play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes!
Yeah.
It is time.
All right. Eladrian,
Yes.
high or low?
Man, I think we ended last week on a high, so we're gonna have to do high.
All right, we shall do high. Everyone, roll. Aside from Eladrian.
Me, you don't want me to roll either?
All right, you can roll. Go ahead.
All right, fuck it.
You go for it.
Oh, shit.
Hey, good job.
Damn.
Well, let's wait. Let's wait.
I'm
Ooh.
safe.
You-
I'm safe.
No.
Well, you're welcome, everyone.
Great, because I didn't really remember that much.
All right. Well,
I gave you a note. You didn't take it.
no, I didn't. I hope you're ready for like an 8-minute recap. No, I just. All right, so when we last met each other, we were stuck in the cave, and the cave because it had closed when we got in, right? So the doors were shut and we were stuck. So we didn't know what to do, and so in order for us to get out, Drag suggested maybe we just use the geyser. And guess what we did? We used the geyser. We blasted our way through the top of the cave. It was very close for a couple of us, but that's okay. We got out. Not the problem, essentially. Something about a 60 Minotaur happened. And then we are on our way back to the camp, and everybody was absolutely super stoked, right? Everybody was absolutely excited about us coming back. There was dancing, there were singing, and Tempest had got a promotion, so he was the new elder. And everybody was super stoked. Czar even did like this. He invented this new dance move. He started doing the whiz walk. Started doing some like breakdancing wizard stuff. They brought out this giant, like super big bowl. It was made of this it was this stew of some sort, right? The world like went dead as soon as they brought it out to us. Everybody was like stopped in their tracks. They were like, "What is happening here? This is a big bowl of stew." We did not know. We are not sure what this stew is. So of course they started handing out the stew to everyone. It's the signature dish of this place. I think I called it the stew of the forgotten. Right? It's the soup of the memories. So we were trying to figure out what was in the soup. And so we got the Koshka said, "Hey, we're going to figure out the recipe." And we went and figured it out. And it turns out there was stuff like, shadow root, some moonbeam mushrooms, a couple other things, whispering saffron. But we made sure it wasn't the boy whispering saffron, because that would be weird. Because none of that. And then some of the sunburst citrus also. Oh, and then typhoon meat. Turns out that, after the soul leaves the body, they just use the whole thing. So once the soul is passed into the wind, the body sustains the life. So once, we eat them, they will all be with us. So we essentially ate the dead elder Typhoon because it was his turn to be, with the wind now. That was really weird when we found out that happened. We were all kind of distraught a little bit. Koshka was over in the corner quite doubled over with sickness, you could say. Anyway, there was a dance happening. We all started dancing because it was fun. We kind of just forgot about this whole typhoon meat stew thing. But there was lots of wind started coming, and Czar even asked Koshka to dance. Let's see, we got a cyclone. Oh yes, the wind. There's so much wind started coming in, and it started spinning around and around and around, and everybody stopped dancing again for the second time in the whole party. Everybody just stopped, and then the tornado, it lifts everybody into the air. Everybody, like all of the people, not only us, but everybody. All of us just start floating into the air. We're all inside this spinning vortex of air. Right, there are sparklers twinkling all over the place. We're lifted up all the way above the trees, and it felt warm, like a hug from Grandma. And then Tempest, the new elder, because he took the place of the other guy, right? He shouts, "Soupy meat is here!" And the next thing you know, Super Meat, the god, we had a conversation with them. They were there with us. And the next, we found out where the serpent's coil came from Lord BARANOS, more than 200 years ago. And these magical objects aided him in his pursuits, but she took it off of Midas's arm. For the first time in forever, Midas has an arm free of the serpent's coil, and he no longer is subject to his... He might be, I don't know. Maybe he still likes drugs. We haven't really talked about it, but we might find that out this time. But also, Super Meat did a couple other things. They brought anything back to life. They even told us, what launched SoundCloud Island to the sky in the beginning, and what created Subida. Like that's the core scene, and that is the core scene is what created all of it. And next, that is where we left us, about there. And we find out now if Midas is still a drug addict.
That's what it's all been about. Is he a drug addict? Gonna have the Mighty Ducks intervention show.
Dun dun dun! Don't eat the couch. Stop it.
Don't eat the soup.
Not this. Oh my God! It was pretty good. I got to say, it was pretty good soup.
It was pretty good soup. So thank you for that wonderful, wonderful recap, Eladrin. Do yourself a favor, give yourself a little inspiration point there.
Ooh, I'll take it from you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You did a great job.
All right.
Okay, perfect. So yes, quite a bit happened, and as you guys all partied into the night, eventually tuckering yourselves out, you all also leveled up to level 6, which I realized I did not update the overlay to represent that. Hooray! So,
Hooray!
So as you guys continue to rest, we're gonna have you guys just kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy a little cutscene.
Ooh. All right.
The sound of water slowly dripping from the ceiling. The muffled sounds of rats and bugs skittering around the floor of this dark cave, illuminated by only an intense green flame burning at the base of a cauldron. There is a low and melodic chant echoing throughout this chamber. 3 women stand around this cauldron, each throwing in various ingredients as they cast some kind of wicked spell. Kasna and the 2 remaining hags of the Coven of the Crimson Moon, Cecilia Bloodhook and Belinda Devilhide, chant in unison for a few minutes as they prepare their ritual. As Kasna throws in the final spell ingredient, dark wisps of smoke begin to rise from the cauldron. The smoke pulses with green, cackling energy and begins to form a circle in the air. Images of cities and forests appear mere seconds after one another, when suddenly the ring of smoke dissipates. Belinda Devilhide cries out, "Damn it! That should have worked! We followed the spell exactly how it was written down!" As she stands upright, revealing her larger stature compared to Kasna and Cecilia, standing 6'2" with dark purple skin and long, flowing, black, greasy hair. Her navy blue robes with gold trimming flourishes as she turns around quickly and heads to a nearby desk that has an open spellbook. She grits her sharp and jagged teeth as she flips through the pages. Belinda's yellow eyes dart back and forth, reading the pages of the book, looking for where they read wrong in the spell's casting. Flipping feverishly through the pages, she throws back her long, greasy hair behind the black horns curling out from her forehead as she grabs another book off the shelf, muttering and cussing to herself underneath her breath.
Belinda, we followed the spell exactly as it was written. There are only 2 possibilities for why it did not work. They are either being shielded by some kind of powerful magic, or the spell itself is too vague. and we need something more personal in order to narrow down the search.
Kazna says as she gently places her hand on Belinda's back. That's why you're our favorite daughter, Kazna, Cecilia says with a cackle. She slowly and seemingly with some pain hobbles over to Kazna and Belinda. Always had a knack for magic, unlike your siblings. You took to our teachings like a fish to water, and have outgrown us old hags long ago. Cecilia reaches one of her long and gangly arms towards Kazna and places her hand behind Kazna's head, slowly pulling her in. Cecilia and Kazna gently touch foreheads together in an affectionate way, like a parent would a child. Kazna's large hooked nose just barely grazing Kazna's own slender nose. The two of them lock eyes. When compared, there is a reddish hue to Cecilia's eyes, but it is greatly overpowered by the deep crimson red eyes that Kazna has. Cecilia relaxes her hold on Kazna and turns back to the bubbling cauldron. Kazna is right, Belinda. She always is when it comes to magic. There must be something blocking us. Like you said, we followed the spellbook exactly. And even though this divination magic is new to us, there isn't anything that Kazna cannot do. Belinda nods her head and goes back to reading through the text. The Coven attempts to perform the ritual one more time, but fail again in their attempt. A loud thud of heavy boots and clanking armor can be heard approaching down a nearby hallway. A large burlap sack is tossed into the room, landing a few feet in front of the cauldron. It lands with a heavy thud, as muffled grunts can be heard coming from the bag. Falmorn enters the room. I heard you down from
the hall talking about your failed spell. Well, maybe what's in the bag will help.
Falmorn looks into the bubbling cauldron, filled with a beige, viscous liquid, as he continues to say, It's a gift from one of
your experiments. I still can't believe you did that to Kalinar and Nadal.
Kazna walks towards the sack on the ground. Whatever is inside the bag twitches and shuffles around as it can hear footsteps approaching. If they weren't
Helpful to Mother in life, perhaps they would be in death.
Kazna says to Falmorn with a smirk. And if I were to fall in battle,
would you do the same to me?
Falmorn says as he stares daggers at Kazna. My dearest brother.
If we were to lose you, then I fear all would be lost. Let's do our best to see Mother's desires come to fruition while we both draw breath.
Kazna flicks her hand, and the rope at the top of the bag comes undone. Kazna peers into the bag and chuckles to herself. This will do rather nicely.
In fact, it may be just what we need for our spell to work. What do you think, aunties?
Belinda and Cecilia both come over to look at what is inside the bag, and begin laughing to one another, as Belinda ties the rope tight, sealing the bag, and drags it along the floor towards the desk with the spellbooks. What other news do you have for me,
sister?
Falmorn says as he pulls off his armored gauntlet and dips his finger into the bubbling cauldron, and then puts his finger to his mouth, tasting the concoction. Stop that, you fool!
Kazna says as she flicks him behind the ear, causing him to wince from the brief pain. Calypsis is already off to procure the final artifact belonging to Grandfather. In addition to her own forces, I have sent my hordes to assist her. Auntie Belinda's influence has also taken root in that area for some time now. The final artifact will be in Mother's hands soon enough. But what of the artifacts held by the Crimson Sun?
Falmorn rubs his flicked ear and says, Pay it no mind, sister.
My agents and I have a plan for that in place already. But if you get information from this one, it will make what we need to do that much easier.
Falmorn swiftly kicks whatever is inside the burlap sack, as a muffled grunt is heard from the bag. I'll see what I can do, brother.
But first, let me test out our new spell with this.
Kazna takes a serrated dagger and quickly stabs into the side of the burlap sack. A muffled yell can be heard as the contents of the bag flail back and forth. The stab into whatever is inside the bag causes blood to stain around the dagger wound. The once brown material of the bag now stained deep red. Kazna withdraws the blade and quickly brings it up to her face, closely inspecting serrated edges coated in blood. Kazna casually flicks the blood off the dagger into the cauldron as the blood sizzles and causes the beige fluid to stir. The hags and Kazna begin to chant their spell once again. Falmorn sits down nearby to watch the show, resting his feet on top of whatever is inside the burlap sack. The blood stain from the stab wound continues to grow, bigger and bigger and bigger. And you guys wake up the next day. A little bit stiff, a little bit hungover, maybe, from some of the home island-made mead or wine that they have fermented over a few months. But you're all waking up.
Very, very mean indeed.
Jesus.
Eladrin, you're probably one of the first ones to wake up. If not Tempest grabbing you to wake you up, as you can see a lot of as kind of Tempest wakes you out of your slumber, you can tell that the village is already kind of up and moving, cleaning up after last night's celebrations. You can see a lot of the young Air Genasi are quite ecstatic, talking about seeing Sumida, all the magical powers that he showed, lifting them up into the air. You know, you can hear them talking about how it was just like the stories that their parents and grandparents had told them, kind of passing it down from generation to generation. And Tempest looks over to you and just kind of is just very happy to have you here. He's kind of got one of his hands up on your shoulder as he's kind of using you a little bit to lean on. He looks a little bit rosy in the cheeks. Maybe he also had a little bit too much wine last night as kind of his coronation night, so to speak, as becoming the official elder of this village. And as he kind of brings you around, he just kind of looks over to you and says, I know that, friends don't plan on staying long, but we are glad to have you here while we did, Eladrin Breezeleaf.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I am so honored to be here.
Well, we are honored that you found your way to us. We were hoping to maybe see your dear parents. It's been quite a long time since we've seen them. Probably over 20 years since we've seen them.
Well, my mother and father were down. My father, actually, we should probably get back right away because he is the one that is. He was about to go crazy on somebody right as we left, but he shoved us onto the portal before we had a chance to say anything. But he is, other than that, he's doing just fine.
The Terra More are a hardy bunch of Air Genasi. I'm sure he's fine, but come over here and just tell me about what you encountered. As he kind of just brings you over to a table, he kind of, for the first time, he's not like talking at you for a long period of time. He's actually letting you talk to him. And as you kind of go over the story about kind of how your father led you to the cave and what happened there, you're doing that, and let's kind of turn to someone else in the group. Koshka, what are you doing when you kind of first wake up?
I think she'll probably be super hungover because of all the trauma. So she'll just kind of stretch and like rub her eyes and then make sure Pippi's nearby and he's probably like still sleeping in like on his back all snugly. And then she'll kind of just like everything will kind of snap back to her and she'll be like, I ate someone yesterday. And then she'll kind of look around and see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, so you kind of see like Pippi's kind of made a comfortable spot near the now kind of smoldering embers of the large bonfire that were last night. While a lot of the village is kind of up and about at this point, there's still a few children that have been given the opportunity to sleep in, and like probably like 3 of them are using Pippi as a pillow, and they're just kind of like, and Pippi's like on his back, just not a care in the world, as these children are using him as a pillow. As a lot of the adults walk by, they just kind of look over and smile, laugh a little bit, and just kind of remember all the little fun badger dance moves that Pippi was doing around the bonfire last night.
Oh. Okay, I think that she'll kind of look to Eladrian. Sorry, did you say that he was awake? I don't know if I missed that.
Yeah, Eladrian's awake, and you can see him kind of having a little bit of like a heart-to-heart conversation with Tempest at like a nearby kind of table. You can see that they're deep in conversation as Eladrian goes into detail about what happened prior to you guys coming up to SoundCloud Island.
I think she'll probably get up and start to walk over to them with like no social awareness because she's hungover and just kind of wants to go home.
Yeah, so how does Koshka enter the scene here as like these two people are just kind of having like a very in-depth conversation?
She'll do it with no grace or tact whatsoever. So she'll just walk up and she'll be continually rubbing her eyes and be like, Eladrian, I thought we were going to go home today. Can we get going soon? Let's wake everybody up and let's go. And she doesn't really care if they're talking at the same time. She's just like, let's go.
Yes. Tempest, it is time for us to leave. It is time. We have stayed our welcome, and we are ever grateful. But it is time for us to get back.
Oh,
we are going.
Planning on leaving already? Yes. Maybe you could wait a little bit longer. What about a spot of breakfast or something like that?
We just may. Depends on what everyone else is having. What they say. I mean, I cannot pass up a delicious breakfast, especially here in the homeland of the Terramore. So it is tempting offer, you say. Let me wake up the group.
Okay, yeah, I'll go get started on waking everybody up.
Fantastic.
All right, and so as you guys kind of spread out, Drag, where would you have passed out last night?
Drag is definitely a little bit out from the bonfire, closer to like some trees, just starfish face down in the grass. And she hears things going on around her and she just keeps going, shh, quiet.
And yeah, some of a lot of the men and women are now kind of out and like gathering supplies and things like that, like they did yesterday with all of you. And they're all just trying to be as quiet as they can as they tiptoe around the sleeping Dragonborn.
She keeps like cracking one eye open and then quickly closing it.
And at one time that you kind of crack your eye open, you see Koshka just kind of rubbing her temples and approaching you.
And she quickly closes it again. And she's like, I hope you didn't see that.
See what? Of course not. And then she'll like change course to go to Czar.
And what do you do now, Drag? She kind of just sees you awake.
I think I lay there for another 5 or 10 minutes and then slowly start moving like one limb at a time to make sure they still work and they're still in the same place they were supposed to be. And then she gets up and sits up and starts looking around. That's really it, just lazy.
Yeah, just kind of like, all right, this arm works, this arm works, this leg works, this leg works. We're good. We're up. We're alive.
Drag 5 more minutes, please.
You roll up and Zar's been underneath you the entire time.
Come on, it was a big party last night. Can we just sleep a little longer?
Absolutely, and she just lays back down.
Eladrin, where do you go?
I start. What was the? I'm having a. What was the trial called?
Like the trial of Samita.
Trial. Okay. And so I walk over to Midas, right? And I start playing my lute, and I'm like, Midas, it's morning. You are the super meat champion.
After reflex, Midas' hand is just gonna like go out like in a fist and just hit the closest thing to him.
Which fist?
his metal one.
Okay. Roll an attack.
So about that, I don't even think that's necessary.
Oh, yeah.
So he does a 15 hit you?
It does hit me.
But just like he doesn't. He's just kind of like almost like an instinctual punch. He's not. He's coming from like a flat position. He's just getting up and like swinging wildly. It doesn't hurt you. It's kind of more like almost like a friend punch in like the shoulder. Stings a little bit, but doesn't cause any damage or anything like that.
What do you want?
Time to wake up. Midas, are you awake? Are you sleeping?
I'm awake.
Okay. So Kushka wants to go home, but Tempest wants to feed us. What do you want to do?
I mean, do you really want to eat their food?
I don't know if it's
people in this one.
I don't know if it's going to be food or people.
See, I'm not willing to take this risk.
Okay. I think I agree. Okay. Let's get the rest. You ready to go?
Yes.
You want to leave?
Yes. I've been trying to leave.
I know. How does your wrist feel?
Fine. I mean, it's nice seeing, the skin again.
Is it all like shriveled since it's been under the bracelet for so long?
It really hasn't been that long. I mean, it just doesn't have it's a few tan lines.
Like under, like it's been in the cast, and you take off the casts. It's like weird.
Right.
Yeah. Is it like that?
I mean, a little.
Ooh. I mean, that's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. No one's going to see. Even if they do.
Let's move on.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Drag. Zar. Where? Do you see Zar?
He might be cuddling with somebody. I don't know.
So you guys come out and you can see the villagers are kind of preparing the breakfast for everybody. it kind of looks like the first night that you guys were there. There's no special ceremonial soup. It's just like a combination of like the vegetables and fruit that they've kind of normally collect. Kind of the things that you guys help them collect. Like the ember carrots and the mushrooms and all that kind of stuff. Looks very much people free. You guys, Aladrian and Midas, you see Koshka just kind of sitting at like a little table, just kind of, in duck and cover position with like just hands on her face, just staring into her palms, basically. You guys ask her where Drag is, and she just doesn't respond, but just points in the direction. Mm-hmm. And you can see a big old like dragonborn starfishing just outside the like kind of near the tree line, basically, of the village.
Okay.
I think he's here. That's good.
Just gather them, like play your music or something. I don't know, just pick them up.
You want me to play my music? Of course, I will. Of course, play my music. Oh, it's so good today. Oh. We are going down the road. Dragons are. Where are you? Hello.
Roll performance.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Drag, do you hear something?
Don't want to hear it.
15.
It's so loud.
It's a good tune. It's a good wake up tune. That's for sure. Whether they want to wake up, that's another thing.
You know, it'd be a great idea, Jack.
What?
You should just, throw Elijah off the island.
Oh, that does sound good right now.
Then he'd be like really quiet.
How else are you going to get down if you don't go with me? Come on, we all have to jump. Come on, we will throw each other. I can hear you.
Crap, you can hear me.
Koshka kind of like watches this progress, and she decides like she's hasn't really eaten anything because she like threw everything up yesterday, so she's like gonna get up and like walk over to where there's like some fruits and stuff that looks safe and like recognizable that she's eaten before, and maybe get like a bowl of that and then go sit back down.
All
while
right.
This is conspiring.
And roll D100 for me.
What is that? What's a D100?
So you can
It's the two.
roll you can roll like 2 D10s.
Oh.
And then just like the first number is like the 10 group, and then the second one is the 1 group.
There's also a
8.
picture of two of them like under the chat wall.
Yeah, 84. That'll work.
Okay.
You bite into this chunk of red fruit. It's not a person. You're okay.
Thank God. She kind of like has a sigh of relief.
You bite into it. It tastes like, oh, it's sweet. Oh, thank God. So as you guys eat, or as Koshka eats at the very least, kind of just slowly picking at food the way you do when you're nauseous and hungover. Drag, you eventually kind of roll over off of Zar, and Zar, the reason you were able to kind of find that spot underneath Drag was because at one point Pippi had made a little burrow there. So it just went low enough underneath that Drag could go on top of you and you still be, a little smushed, but you kind of, it's like a weighted blanket. You kind of liked it. You got a really good sleep, even though you drank a bunch.
What a great badger. We really need to tell her. Pippi's pretty awesome, isn't he, Drag?
It's very comfortable.
I appreciate you keeping me warm,
Absolutely.
For a dragonborn, you're pretty hot. Like temperature-wise. Wait, hang on. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go this way. Can you grab me some food?
Gag blushes and says, "Yep," and walks away.
God dang it! For a dragonborn, you're pretty hot. What is this? God dang it! And he'll just saunter off into the woods into a quiet place.
Yeah, you kind of just go and kind of collect yourself after that embarrassing comment. So the Eladrian and Midas, what are you guys doing? You can see Koshka is eating. Drag probably is making her way over to go eat something.
What are we doing, Midas?
Great question. Midas is just like his eyes is kind of darting everywhere. He sees some people eating. He's like, their poor stomachs.
You see them like eat. They like bite into like a red fruit, and you just see like the red juices like dripping down, and you're like, oh no. But it's like they're biting into like it looks like a watermelon. They're just biting into it, and then they just look at you smiling with all the juice dripping off their faces.
Wow, never had a napkin before. I mean, I understand, but like, are they really that delicious? Let's have one. Come, let us have a piece.
Good.
No, come. It is okay. It is not person. It is fruit.
No.
It says so right here. Fruit. See? I point to like some sort of scribble in the dirt that I just pretend is some sort of primordial word. It just says right here. It is, fruit. See?
It's primordial FDA approved.
Yeah, see, it is grade A choice fruit.
How about you eat it first?
Okay.
And then after you eat it, I'll think about eating it.
I will break it in half, and you will have it. Here, what is it? It's like how I'm envisioning like a slice of watermelon almost, like a half moon shape of whatever this thing is.
Yeah, it's like almost like a cantaloupe, right? Like it's kind of like got a thin skin to it.
Okay.
But like the inside is like almost like grapefruit color, where it's like that reddish hue to it.
Perfect, like that ruby red.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And so like I have like a half of this, right? And I like take it and I just take my knee and I crack it right on my knee and it breaks in half. And so I hand a piece of to you, Midas. Here you go. Take this. Take it. No.
Okay.
No, take it. Take it.
Okay.
Okay. Here you go. So now you take it and you do like this. Ready? And I do like a cheers with the fruit. you touch my fruit.
Just eat the fucking fruit, Eladrin.
You eat the fruit ready at the same time. Ready? On the three. Ready? Not 1, 2, 3, go, but 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2.
He doesn't bite into the apple or fruit.
I dive right in. Eladrin dives right in.
Awesome. Yeah. And Eladrin, biting into this fruit, you feel like almost like an invigorating kind of feeling. Like it's like almost like the acidity of this fruit kind of like perks you up in a way. You get 5 temporary hit points.
Oh shit! Nice. Wow, this is really good. No wonder they're eating it so much. I'm going to continue to eat this, and I eat as much of it as I can, right, like down to the rind.
You still only get 5 hit points.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Just eat it all.
I just want to like, and I look at Midas like, what are you doing? Not eating this? You said you were going to eat it with me, but I'm too busy eating to say anything. For the first time in forever.
He blinks and just puts the other half down. I am good.
What? Midas, what you said? But you said you made a duck promise with the fruit. You did the fruit touching.
No.
Midas.
I'm not hungry.
You did the promise with the fruit.
I never made the promise.
Oh, but he did. He thought about it.
And as you argue about fruit, the rest of you guys are well, everyone except for Czar is just kind of eating some fruits and vegetables that were prepared by the folks here in the village. Czar, you kind of went off on your own. What are you getting up to?
Yeah, I'll find like a little clearing in the forest next to the village, and I'll kind of move around some leaves and stuff like that. So I'll have like a nice circle, and I'll put little objects from the village around myself, like a little a fruit that we've seen, something from the cave, a little picture of a tornado from Sumida, a hair from Eladrin in a vial. I'll place in the circle, and I'll kind of sit in the circle. I'll open the book up. Like, morning book, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing fantastic, buddy. How are you?
You know, SoundCloud Island has been really fun. Even though, you know, we left Eladrin's dad and stuff, like, these people really make you feel at home.
Wait, what'd you do?
I can't understand a word they're saying, though, which is kind of sad, but, you know, maybe one day I'll learn whatever language they're speaking, because Eladrin doesn't really translate very well, so...
Well, you know what helps with that? Books!
That is true, and you are a book, and I like reading you.
Yeah, but I can't help you yet. You gotta go find that. I'm sure there's a spell out there somewhere in this big old world that can help you do that. Learn a different language.
There is. I think I've heard about it in college, but we haven't gotten there yet. Anyway, I did think I figured out formulas for 2 new spells, so I'm gonna kind of put those together. You know, grab a couple runes, make a little a bird with a little dragon's head. You know, throw it, and it'll fly off into the sunset, and it'll kind of dissipate. And then he'll take a couple more runes, throw them together into a smiley face, and it'll start to kind of mouth something, and it'll dissipate. Be like, but you know, book, with these spells, I think I might have cracked the code. I think we can bring you alive.
But I am alive. I am alive. What do you mean? I'm already alive.
I know, but you can't see, you can't hear other people, you can't do anything else. I think I figured it out with these couple things with from SoundCloud Island. I think I know how to do it. You ready?
What? Well, I heard, like, you know, seeing and hearing are all overrated. Is that not true?
No, who told you that?
I don't know. I don't really talk to anyone else but you.
Exactly. So I never said it.
All right. Well, what do you got in store for me?
It's hopefully it's painless. I'm not really sure yet. Hopefully it doesn't hurt me. Hopefully it doesn't hurt you. Oh man. Okay. Just hold your breath. Do you have breath? Hold your seams. Okay?
Okay.
And count to 10. And kind of as he starts like mentally counting to himself, I'll pull a couple of the glyphs from out of the book. Fire, electricity, thunder, lightning, water, air, force, bludgeoning, and I'll kind of throw those into the 4 artifacts or items from SoundCloud Island, into Eladrin's hair, into the piece of the tornado for Sumida, into the piece from the cave, into what else I had said, into the fruit, and I'll kind of clap my hands, bring all those together, and it'll form into like kind of a head-ish, and I'll push it down into the book, and as he says 10, I'm like, okay, book, you can do it.
And
just kind of wait.
10. Oh, Czar, what do you... Oh, it hurts so much, Czar. Czar, it hurts. What are you doing to me?
Book, no, stop. Don't say that. It's okay.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Oh no!
Book, you're hurting me.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
As like the same kind of orb you press down starts to emerge out of the book, and how big is the object? I think it's a tiny object, right?
Yeah, tiny.
I don't know how big that is relatively. I think it's really small. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So let's just kind of. I want to say picture it like a little bit bigger than maybe like a softball. Maybe. You're thinking bigger?
I was thinking like a little like a.
Like basketball.
Yeah, basketball kind of. Maybe a little smaller than a basketball. Yeah.
All right, volleyball.
There we go. There we go. Perfect.
Like rugby. Like rugby.
Dodgeball. Rugby ball. the Hey Arnold comes out of your book.
Hey, Arnold!
So coming out of the book, Zar, you see basically a face comes out of the book, and very slowly it reveals itself, and it manifests into a man's face that has thick, and it's translucent in color, so it's kind of got that like whitish, like a Casper the Friendly Ghost kind of vibe to it. As it comes out of the book, you see that the head has thick dreadlocks that almost kind of drape down across its face, but the dreads are kind of tied back by a headband. And the face of this person is it's like a rounder face, kind of has the appearance of like a portly man almost, and the face has a scraggly beard as well. And as this head just kind of slowly turns back and forth, looking around, it just says, "Whoa! Is this what seeing is like? Is this what hearing is like?"
Kind of like watching what came out the book. Zaw's face is in like awestruck. He'll shed a couple tears. Oh, that's fucking cool.
What?
That's almost like Brandon. And he'll take his hands and kind of put it up to the face and kind of look at him in the eyes. He'd be like, "Wow, Book, you're pretty handsome."
I thought you'd be taller.
Me?
But you're handsome nonetheless.
Book, you don't even have legs. How are you gonna tell me I'm gonna be taller?
Because like this, and you see the little like kind of spectral head just kind of floats up into this guy and looks down at you and says, "See, I'm taller than you."
Okay, Book, I can do that. I'll cast Fly on myself and I'll fly 60 feet up. See, now I'm taller.
Whoa, that's cool. And you see the head just kind of fly up there with you.
Wow, Book, do you know what this means?
What does it mean?
That means everyone will stop calling me a crazy wizard, because you are real.
We gotta go prove it to him right now.
Right now? Okay, we're gonna surprise him. Okay, Book, get back. Wait, do you just like go back in the book? How does this work?
I don't know. You did it.
Yeah, but it's you. Do you just go back? Is the book your body?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, well, let's first off. Hi, my name's Artel. Nice to meet you. I know we've been together for a long time, but it really is nice to meet you.
Oh, it's finally nice to meet you face to face, so to speak.
I mean, wow. Well, now that you're here, I think I should give you a real name. I was thinking, Bartholomew Octavian Oscar Coronicus. Book for short.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You got to say that about 5 more times so I know how to say that. Because that was kind of a mouthful.
Yeah, of course. Look, Bartholomew Octavian Oscar Coronicus. I might have changed the last name up a little bit because I don't remember it either.
Well, if you can't remember, how am I supposed to remember?
It might change a couple more times. Just
maybe they can just call me Book.
Yeah, it's Book for short. But look, now you're a person now. You have a head, so like you deserve like a person name.
I guess so. You know what? To be fair, it doesn't quite feel like my name. Bartholomew, Columbus, Octavius, whatever else you said.
Well, look, Book. Look, it's easy, okay? Look, you're a book. You should know these things. Book. B-O-O-K. Bartholomew Octavian Oscar Corinthus.
Bartholomew, Octavius, Columbus.
Look, I'll take the pen and I'll write it in so you remember it.
Yeah, please write my name in me? Question mark?
If found, please
Scandalous.
return to Zaratel. Okay, now you know my name, and you have a name.
I mean, I don't feel like I'm a Bartholomew, but I'll take it.
I mean, do you have a name?
And you see the spectral head kind of just like, it doesn't have hands, but if it did, you could tell it'd be stroking its chin right now. It's just kind of like looking up and thinking, and it says, I don't know what, I feel like I have a name. I can't remember.
Do you remember who the wizard was before? The one that gave you to my mom?
Well, all I remember was I was awake in your book. I don't know when. I just remember one moment my eyes were closed, the next moment, boom, I'm with you.
Huh. So that means the other guy didn't have the power like I did.
I remember like a dark, like almost like a crypt of some kind. That's like the last thing I remember.
A crypt, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I can't. That's like the last thing I remember. It was me and like, I think there's a couple other bodies in the crypts in some kind of like, I know. I feel like I had some kind of. I feel like I was important. I don't know why.
Wait, like a real person? Important? Like walking? Or like?
And you kind of see like the book's head, Bartholomew, look down, and as you see him look down, he kind of looks quizzically looking down. He says, "Huh, it's kind of weird. I don't have feet. It's a weird sensation." But I was also a book a few minutes ago, so I guess everything's relative.
That is true, but look, I can make you some feet out of runes, and I'll take a couple of the runes and make them like a body that flexes strong, kind of like Dragonborn body.
And it's like the size of like a foot. It's like a foot long body to go with the head. And you just see like the runes kind of move as the head wills it. Is that, well, this is a little bit more familiar. I like it. And he's just doing like the Charleston, basically, with his body.
Charleston.
See, but like these are the fun things you can do now. You can take any of the runes in my book and you can use them whenever you want. Because it's not my book, it's ours, you know? It's you and me. We did this together.
Oh, should we try it right now?
Yeah. Let's do it. What do you want to cast?
I don't know. How does this all work? What do I do?
Okay, so I'm gonna think of the spell and it'll transfer over to you and you cast it, okay?
Okay, do you want me to like stand next to you or you want me to go over there? Just and like you could tell like and you see like one of the ruins just kind of like move its arm pointing somewhere.
Yeah, go 30 feet over there.
Okay. It just like hovers. You see like the feet are like running in the air as it just goes to where you want it to go.
God, best idea ever. Okay, book. Now this is what I want you to do. Okay, I'm gonna think it, and I'll think scorching ray into the sky.
Oh, I feel it. And the head just kind of belches as scorching rays shoot out of its mouth.
See, book just like that.
Ooh, that's gonna give me some indigestion.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have, internals.
Oh, you're right. Well, I guess one of the benefits of being a floating head.
That's right, and a book.
And and a book too. You can carry me around.
And you're my friend.
Well, that's most important.
Okay, you want to meet my friends?
Well, you bet your bottom I do.
Okay, here, come see. Just put your face in between. Like, I'll open the book. Now put your face right here, okay? Or your head. Head? Yeah.
The book, do you want him to enter into the book?
Yeah, and I'll just kind of close it on his face.
All right. The head flies at you like a fastball coming at a baseball catcher. And like in the air, you kind of feel a little bit of like pushback as the head just slams into the book and you like close it on top of the head.
How was that? Did that hurt?
Ooh, a little tight after being outside, but it feels like home.
All right. You're not going to be in there for long. Trust me. Most of the time you'll be out. But yeah, we'll just surprise everyone, okay?
But I'm a little bit shy. You just have me out all the time.
I mean, why not?
Well, I guess I am, kind of under your beck and call, I suppose. So whatever you want.
Look, man, you can see it here now. Like, I'm not going to put you away. That's kind of, it's like putting an animal in a cage.
Well, I don't want I don't want it to sound like I'm ungrateful or anything.
You kind of do sound like Midas right now. Oh God, maybe you should stay in here.
Well, whatever you want. Well, if you want to, let's go. Okay, so wait, hold on. Are we gonna like spook your friends? Are we gonna scare them?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, what's the plan?
Okay, the plan is I cast darkness. My favorite spell.
I love that.
And then you pop out, and I'll unleash I'll take darkness down, and you'll just be there. It'll be like boo.
Do you want me to say boo?
If you want to.
I'll feel it out in the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the meaning or anything, because you're like kind of a ghost, but.
But like, what if they like attack me? I've been with you guys for a while. Your buddy Midas is pretty prone to violence.
Yeah, that's true. Don't worry, you're an astral head. It'll just go through you.
Are we sure? Are we sure about that?
No.
I trust you. All right.
And I'll fly towards the group.
Okay. Whee! It's just in the book. Oh, I love the wind between my pages.
You gotta feel it between your head now. Just go back. God dang it.
So the rest of you guys see for the first time ever Zar flying in, just and casually landing in the village, and a lot of the Air Genasi are quite in just in awe of flying. That's kind of like the quintessential Air Genasi thing that they strive for, is that feeling of flight whenever they can. Air Genasi usually have some kind of affinity for wind and wind magic and things of that nature. But seeing you fly, you capture quite the everyone's attention, as the fair number of people that can see you in the village kind of head a little bit closer as you kind of land.
Yes, come to me. I am a follower of Sumida. He taught me how to fly.
And all of the Air Genasi have kind of just put their things down and have come over to you.
Guys, come see. As the crowd starts to go, guys, my hand starts waving out. And I'll float 10 feet above everyone of the crowd.
Yeah, so you guys, everyone else can see Zar flying for the first time, all on his own.
Koshka kind of yells from a little bit far away. Zar! What the literal fuck?
What the fuck?
When did he learn how to do that?
Could he fly before?
Why?
Did I
Am I
just fly?
dreaming?
That would have made a lot of things a lot easier.
Well, I
That's-
guess he'll-
What you're worried about? So, get down here.
I'll kind of fly over, trying to touching people's hands as I go.
Oh my god.
Guys,
Isa
guys.
Garib.
It is me. I am the Messiah. guys, guess what?
What?
But
I got a new trick.
No kidding.
life.
Okay, everyone, close their eyes.
No. No.
Okay, warned you.
I don't.
Darkness.
I don't.
And as you cast
Tsar?
darkness, just a sphere of
Tsar.
black, dark magical energies envelops everyone within this. I think it's a 20-foot sphere.
Yeah.
So everyone is coated in that all familiar Tsar darkness and can't see
Again.
anything.
Drag screams.
You can hear Air Genasi from outside of the sphere kind of shriek a little bit, or kind of talking to each other. This is obviously something they don't see every day.
Kind of in the darkness, I'll telepathically tell Book to come out, and the head will manifest.
Oh,
And
I gotta get used to that. All right. Did you say you dropped darkness?
Yes.
All right, you drop darkness, and let me just see something here. All right. It goes over to the book goes over to Drag, and as soon as the darkness dissipates, Drag, you see like a floating ghost head in front of you. Go.
Drag flat out screams. Bloody murder.
Just goosebumps. Not goosebumps. Ghostbusters.
She starts swatting at it with her hands like a slap fight.
I'm pretty sure it just goes like right through it, right, Zar? Is that kind of how the head works?
Yeah. Nothing physical can touch it.
Yeah. So, Drag, you're like trying to like swat at it as your hands go through it. The book's just laughing. That tickles.
She
Zar-
jumps back.
Zara, did we do it?
Oh yeah. Everyone, meet Bartholomew, Octavian, Oscar, Corvanthus, aka Book.
Shantae.
What the fuck?
Book.
Zar, what the fuck?
Yours. Wait. You are saying this is book? This is the book that you've been talking to, for the one that is, you say, compass, and he points us in the right direction. This is the book.
Wrong book.
Different
Wrong
book.
book.
This is from my spell book. This is the book I've been talking to.
This is the one you've been.
You all thought he was crazy the entire
Okay.
time.
Well, Bart. Well, nice to meet you. Do I shake your tendrils, hair? What do I shake your hand here?
Sure thing. Put her
Hello.
there.
Hello, Bart.
And you put your hand out, and the head just like phases right into your hand, so it's like your hand's in its mouth.
Oh, that's nuts. Okay, I'm gonna take that back.
You don't feel anything as it like kind of goes over your hand. It's not like
Yeah.
no cold sensation, no hot sensation, no like nothing.
That's not weird at all. There's like nothing there. Wow. I just start waving my hand through it, like just back and forth, like just amazed that I can't feel anything whatsoever.
As you like
Just-
swipe your hand back and forth through it, you're like shuffling where its facial features are.
Oh,
It's like its nose is like where its mouth is, its eyes are all backwards and sideways.
wow. Tsar, been holding out on us for a long time. welcome welcome, Bart. Nice to have you travel with us.
Bart just shakes his head and like very quickly, and the features go back to a normal face. Whew. Happy to finally be able to state my opinions all day long.
Is this the book that you made me hold when I first met you?
Yes. This is him.
Oh, why have I never seen him before?
Well, look, okay, you see, I've been trying to crack the code. I always knew that maybe as we got more powerful that I'd be able to try to bring him to life or give him something so he could hear and see. And I don't know, this place, Sumida, Eladrin, your people, like, I feel like everything just clicked for me and I figured it out. And here he is.
It is. Well, yes. Of course, it is because you are here. A wonderful place. A place of magic.
I think I hate this.
Why do
I
you hate it?
am undecided how I feel about this. But nice to meet you, book.
Well, hello to you as well.
Thank you for the compliment you gave me, saying I had very nice, soft paws originally. That was nice of you.
Well, anytime you want to hold my book, you're more than welcome.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I like this, but it's okay. It's okay. So you will be joining us going forward, then, book?
Well, I'm with
Well-
Czar, so yeah.
He's always been here.
But now we can speak to him. So, like, as a book,
isn't
are
it
you like
great?
Yeah, well, I have questions logistically, but I mean, okay, so as a book, do you know lots and lots of things that, like, an all-knowing book, we can ask you all-knowing questions, or
Well, I know so many things that Czar knows, and I know nothing more than what Czar knows. And Czar knows a lot of stuff.
okay.
Airspeed velocity.
Did Czar tell you any secrets?
Well, one time when he was a little kid,
Book! Hey, calm down.
he found
Oh,
he found this picture, and then
Oh, not the picture book. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, this
Ooh.
is going to be very fun. Book, I like you. I have decided.
Friends for life.
So book. This is everybody. This is I've talked about everyone. We got Eladrin here, the Blue Wonder. We
hello,
got
Bart.
Midas, the robotic sewing machine. We have
Robotic.
yeah, you have a robotic hand. We got Dragonista, the all amazing drag queen, Dragonista. You've heard about her probably before. Yeah. We got Koshka, our newest member of the group. But she's pretty awesome. And her little buddy Pip, Pippi. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, that's them.
well, obviously I've heard plenty about all of you guys, seeing how I've been with you for the past few weeks. Hear all your little conversations and all that.
Can I
You've
call
heard
you
of-
Barty?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Whatever you want to call me.
Barty.
I think I preferred when we didn't know the book was actually sentient.
Barty's here for the party.
Look, you guys called me crazy. You said that he wasn't alive, and look, he is alive. So who's crazy now? And Zara
Well,
crosses his
you.
arms and look at Book.
I mean, he's alive in the sense that he is here, but I can't do this to anybody else I know. And I start moving his face around again.
Well,
Well, I mean, he can hear, he can see, he can talk, he can, he can do a little jig, and I'll take the runes and throw it so he has a little body. And I'll start doing a little jig.
Start doing a jig in the air.
See,
A little.
Is
look at that.
does book have any tactical advantage when we are in battle by any chance?
Oh yeah. I think I can feel. You know, I don't really know actually. It's a good
Okay,
question.
that's okay. I'm sure we could find out.
I want to know entertaining this.
Zara, I
I
burped
have
up
never
those.
seen a book that talks to me before.
I burped up those fire bolts earlier, right? That was cool.
Oh yeah. I can think of spells, and he casts the spell.
You can.
Okay,
You have-
that's helpful.
You have. You can do the brain meld with Bart.
Yeah, we're telepathic.
Wow, that is impressive.
I know.
So, just a quick question.
Mhm.
Where did you find a book that does this? Or did you create a book that does this? Like, what is the origin of this book?
Well, the most that I know is when I was really little, my mom, she owns this bookshop in Rento. Everyone knows this, but I know you're new, so wonderful world of words. And one day this man came in, she bought a book from him, and she gave it to me, and it happened to be a spell book that I started to learn how to use magic and went to the institute with, so I've had it since I was pretty little, yeah.
Oh. So has it always talked to you, or one day it just talked to you, or you cast something for it to talk to you?
Well, no, it started talking to me kind of when I joined with the Mighty Ducks, when I became a chosen. Kind of right after that guy on that dragon with the crown, one of the artifacts.
God.
Yeah, he kind of slept us, and after that, he kind of started talking to me.
Oh. I don't know too much about the guy with the crown, but I will take your word for it, and it sounds like there was an occurring event. So that's interesting.
It's really not, and you don't really got to remember or really know about that at all.
Okay.
Oh crap! Was I not supposed to say anything?
I think it's just better we don't relive that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
But he
And
might
the
come.
vibes are weird, but that's okay.
He might come back, so like as long it's better if she knows about him and not surprised like we were the first time.
I'm sure if she sees a dragon in the sky, she'll
There
have the
was a
same reaction we did.
dragon?
Oh yeah. Did I not mention that? Crap.
It's neither here or there. Anyways,
I do not feel comfortable with bits and pieces of this story, but I'm sure I will. Can you tell me? Okay, so I'm looking out in case there's a dragon in the sky. Then I will know it is Crowned Man who animated the book, perhaps.
yeah, if there is a dragon in the sky, chances are it's probably too late for you anyways. So, I mean, it makes you feel better. You don't really have that much to worry about then. Whatever's gonna happen
so
probably
just
won't happen
accept
for that
my
long.
death if I see a dragon in the sky. Noted.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically.
I feel like that would apply to anybody who saw a dragon in the sky.
Shut up, book. I mean,
Oh, I thought we all were. Oh, you think it's just me specifically? Do you have archery skills like I do?
I never said that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if you saw a dragon in the sky, you also would welcome your death.
I didn't say that either.
Okay, noted. I'm writing this down in my book.
All y'all on books. Oh my gosh.
Do you have a book too?
It's a metaphorical book.
You have
I
a
don't
metaphorical
actually have a
book?
book. I need a book. We need to get me a book soon so I can write down
he
all
is
of my
gullible. You can't tell him stuff like that.
How many books are there?
Laugh
Well,
and shut
now
up.
I kind of hope we see Crown Man, and then I can also have a book.
Does every book know
be
that we are
awesome.
talking? Can every book hear me?
Of course.
Every book can hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my god.
I feel like if that is the case, and we visited Czar's mom's bookshop, That would be fascinating. I bet they've heard so many things.
I don't know if they all talk, but maybe they all hear.
They
Maybe
hold a lot of secrets, so be careful.
To be a fly on the wall or a book on the shelf.
Speaking of being a fly on the wall, how long are we planning on staying on this damn island? We do have things to do,
Oh,
and since everybody's up now, so
you sure you don't want some of the red berry fruit melon?
oh, I'm 100% sure.
Jeez. Really good. Like, really good.
Do not care.
Fine. I don't know, we can leave any time, really. Anybody?
Okay, so where are
Yes,
we
what do you mean?
going? Last time we talked, we couldn't figure that out.
You want me to make the decision?
I want us as a collective to make a decision.
Okay, well, I think we should probably... What do you guys want to do? What do you guys think? What about you, Book? What about you, Bart? What do you think we should go? You know all of our conversation. You hear everything you say.
I do hear everything, and let me just say, it's so nice to be actually involved in the conversation instead of listening on the outside.
Listen,
Now we are inviting you to listen, so now it's okay if you listen.
Well, you know, I think the last time, aren't you worried about your dad? Isn't that a thing?
That is it. Yes, we should jump over to my father's place.
So I believe that's Ballad, right? You guys want? Is that where he is?
Close to it, right there on the edge.
Yes, for the most part, yes. In a general direction.
Yeah, I was in the Dunmas Woods. I think that's where we entered, right?
To the north.
So if you look on the like the VTT, I have the world map up.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of like you guys were in like this forest over here.
Oh, damn, I thought...
Pretty close to like the Dunmas Woods, but I mean, it would be kind of part of the Dunmas Woods, but it's just on like this side here.
Okay. So we are by the lake. So kind of close to...
Well, you're up in the sky. You don't exactly know where you are up in the sky.
Yeah, but we don't. We didn't. Okay. We are way in the sky. This is where we were, though. That's where we entered the thing. You said.
Yeah, that's where you entered the thing. But is SoundCloud Island exactly up above? You don't know.
We don't know. But maybe someone that has been here a long time does.
They wouldn't because they never stepped off the island, so they actually don't know what's down there.
Maybe they have a telescope.
They have a telescope looking down.
Maybe, I don't know. I've never been here.
Why would anybody have a telescope looking down?
Well, maybe they want the telescope to look up and down. They want.
Oh.
Maybe there's a really big hole someone has to look down.
Yeah, maybe they want to keep tabs on what is happening in Stellaris every once in a while, and they would be like, "Look, the prophecy is coming through, whatever the prophecy is," and they could be like, "It is happening below us." Maybe that is a thing. Who knows? Maybe they have a. Hello, where is Tempest? Tempest.
Yes.
Tempest.
Yes.
Experts.
What can I do for you? And you see Tempest just finishing up his breakfast.
Oh yes. Did you have the fruit as well?
I had 2 pieces.
You had 2 fruits.
Indeed, I did have 2 fruits. Now, what's the game plan for today? Are you going to help us collect more vegetables?
That's highly doubtful. No, it is time for us to go.
Oh no. Well, at least you guys did have something to eat. But where where are you planning on going?
Down.
Ah, well, that is where you come from, I suppose. Any particular direction that you wish to go? Sumida gave me some information to pass along to you, just depending on where you wanted to go.
Oh, what? Maybe you tell us the information first, which will influence where we go. How's that? How's that for a deal, huh?
Oh, sure.
You
yes.
like that?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Well, you basically told me if you were planning on leaving the island, if you wanted to go to Baland, you would have to leave off the east side of SoundCloud Island, and if you wanted to go to somewhere like Vrento, it's a little bit more of a dangerous drop down, but you'd have to leave out the west side of the island.
The west side.
Yes,
Okay.
the west for Vrento, or the east for Baland.
All right. And did everybody hear this? Did they understand it, or is this a
Yeah, no,
thing?
Tempest would say it in common because he's addressing
Okay.
kind of everyone.
You guys are lucky. We almost.
Thank God.
All right. So, what do you guys think? You want to jump off of the east side for Baland or the west side for Vrento? We can go either way. Like I said, we can go for the west side for Baland or the east side for Vrento.
Okay, so everyone, where did we want to go first? Did we want to keep alive and status still there?
I think.
Yes.
I think so. I think I probably smart.
And if he's
No,
not, then we head to Franta.
Yes.
Yes.
East side.
Okay.
East side for Vrento, west side for Baland, right? Okay.
Oh wait, we could check something now.
Okay.
I'll take out the other book, the artifact book, and I'll say compass.
You say compass, and very, very, very faint because you're really, 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 really high up. You do feel a little tug towards the west.
West. Okay. That's towards Frento, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That general
Yep.
direction, at least.
Yeah, I think it works again. So,
Thank God.
well, I mean, it was your fault, Midas.
It wasn't my fault.
I mean,
is
it
it-
stopped working whenever you put the bracelet on.
Oh, that's not important. Anyways, let's focus.
Why is it saying west?
Well,
Why?
no, that's just where the next artifact is to the west. So, just something to keep in mind, we should definitely check on your dad first.
Sure. Sure. All right. Everyone's sure that we should go to the east to the Baland side in order to do the jumping.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
Agreed.
And Tempest, kind of overhearing your conversation, says, "Oh, okay, so Baland it is. Well, we just have one more thing to ask of each and every one of you. It's something that the Terra More have done for us for generations. They leave us with something from the ground below.
Leave you with something?
Yes, could be anything from the ground below. Maybe could be a song, a dance, a book, an object. Midas, you yourself has given us quite the gift already. Your diligent tool making have definitely improved our quality of life already."
Yeah, you're welcome.
And Tempest looks to the rest of you and says, "Well, before you leave, please think of something that you can leave with us." And with that, let's take a little break. As you guys think on what you can leave here. Once again, doesn't have to be a physical thing, could be something abstract from the
So,
surface.
It's a threat. They said If you don't give us something, you actually cannot leave. Just like you're forever. You have to become the soup.
If you don't give us something, you become the soup. All right, let's take a quick 5-10 minute break. Come back at quarter after.
All right.
Sounds good.
Gotta put old Book's head in the old campaign notes.
Heck yeah, old Barty boy.
Look at that. Barty McBarterson.
He got a face and everything.
It's nuts is what it is. I love it. So he hangs out whenever you want him. You just close the book or whatever.
Yeah, he's pretty much. I summon him once a day, and then if he's ever dispelled or anything like that, I can resummon him using a spell slot.
Sweet.
Is it if he goes back into the book, he costs a spell slot to come out?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's not completely busted. Unless he's just out all the time.
Yeah. He's not busted. What do you mean? I can only cast spells from him 3 times.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it can spectral thingy-majig.
Yeah.
It's intangible.
He can't pass through objects. He can pass through people though.
Yeah. That's
and
cool.
He has a 60-foot dark vision, 30-foot move speed, and he gives off a 10-foot dim light around his head.
It's a glowing light bulb.
Yes.
Does he have resting book face?
Oh!
Always.
Resting book face. It kind of looks cross-eyed.
Yeah, that's AI for you.
I think that makes him better, though. Like to have one crazy, like it's a lazy eye, but it's lazy in any direction.
It's because you rearranged his face, okay?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Gave him a lazy eye. Didn't go back right.
I can just see Eladrian like picking his face apart, like going in with his hand and like grabbing his eye and then moving it around to where he's just every time just totally blown away that it's even possible.
Like a Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So, Tempest is with you guys and just kind of discussed, hoping that you guys will leave some things from the ground below with the people of SoundCloud Island. As he mentioned before, Midas, you had already kind of left the gift of knowledge with them as you helped them craft some more durable tools out of some of the available stone and things like that, kind of teaching them a lifelong lesson, so to speak, about how to maintain these tools and make these tools, all that kind of stuff. Koshka, any idea of what you could leave the people here?
I think that we're going to leave like a little clipping of my fur and a little clipping of Pippi's fur tied in a little bunch with twine, just because they don't seem to have like a lot of like furry things or animals here.
Yeah, and they and Tempest kind of very graciously accepts your gifts, and you see him kind of like pass it back to some of the other villagers that have now gathered around. They can tell that you guys are planning on leaving with gathering all your belongings and kind of just have that let's get out of here. Everyone's leaving the table kind of vibe. But they pass the tufts of hair that you give to them. You see some of the kids are like rubbing their face against Pippi's hair that you give them. and they're going to make sure that they put this in a very safe location. Tempest thanks you very much for giving that to them, as they don't deal with a lot of hairy creatures.
You're welcome.
Tempest then looks over to you, Dragonista. What are you planning on leaving the people here?
So Drag looks at Tempest and says, I'm going to teach you a lifelong lesson. This will help you forevermore. It's called the catwalk. And then Drag takes down, walking like there's a runway, and she's like, you swing your hips like this, and you make sure your feet move quickly, but not too quickly. She's giving all kinds of lessons, and then she turns and she throws her locks over one of her shoulders and does a wink, and then turns and walks back, and she says, and that's how it's done.
And you see almost immediately, like, a lot of the Air Genasi just start following your movements. All of them are just power strutting down the catwalk in various directions throughout the village. You can see some of the like the young teenage female Air Genasi just really kind of flaunting their stuff. A lot of hooting and hollering from some of the male Air Genasi as they do so. And you see some of the kids are like really just over exaggerating the movements, and they're laughing, having a good time. Tempest kind of turns to you, Drag, and she says, quite the amazing and long-lasting dance moves here that you've graced us with. We thank you very much, Drag.
Absolutely.
And then Tempest looks over to you, Czar, and says, anything that you plan to leave us, young Czar?
Of course, I plan to leave you knowledge.
And he'll take out a piece of paper, and with his arcane quill, he wrote the alphabet and a couple practice words so that in common and in Dwarvish and Infernal and Sylvan, so that they can learn many languages.
This is so your people will be diverse in the world, and you can learn languages of all kinds of people.
And Tempest looks over to you, Czar, and says, and which one do they use most down below?
It would be this one, common. Here, I'll book a little checkbox. Best valued. There you go.
Oh, we thank you very much, Czar. We'll make sure to transcribe these, what did you call these? As he kind of points to the letters on the page.
Oh, letters.
Ah, yes. We'll make sure to treasure these letters you've transcribed for us and pass them down to the generations that come after us.
Thank you. And next time we come, if we're allowed back up, maybe everyone will be able to like talk to each other without having to go through a ladron, be more one-on-one.
Well, we'll do our best to teach the young ones as soon as we can.
Perfect.
And then Tempest looks over to you, Eladrian, and says, and what of you, Terra More? What do you leave us from the ground below?
For you, I leave a song. And I pick up my lute, and they start to pick around it. It is like, this is the song, of the Mighty Ducks. And this is the situation that happened. And I go into like a whole ballad, right? It's probably like 7 minutes long about the whole trial of Soupy Meat that we did. And how we were able to overcome all of the challenge, but not singularly as individuals, but as a team, and all of this, lessons learned and whatnot. So it is a good song for the people to be hearing forever.
And as you play the song, you see a lot of the other Air Genasi kind of start joining in with their instruments that they have, kind of giving you just that subtle background beat for you to kind of follow. They kind of match your your pace, your tempo, and you leave them with a solid, 5 to 10 minute rock ballad.
Yes, the rock opera.
And Tempest says, "We will treasure this song and sing about it for generations. For you have succeeded at the trial of Sumida, something that has not been done in many, many generations."
Just because we did it together.
It's just like that.
Just like that. It's because of the Mighty Ducks.
We'll remember the story of the Terramore and his friends.
The Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks. We
That
don't
is it.
know what a duck is, but we will speak of it for generations.
We are the ducks. The duck. We don't know what a duck is.
Here, you could actually spell duck. D-U-C-K. There, first lesson.
Your information already benefiting us. I still don't know what it looks like.
And I'll take my what is it? I have this pipe of smoke monsters. I'll take a puff and I'll be like, "This is the duck of the people." And as I exhale, it's like this just mallard, like in flight.
I really just want it to be a flying V that just emerges out.
yeah. Like the first, I take another puff, right, and I puff out a couple extra ducks. Okay, I puff out a couple extra ducks into the flying V, right? So first it's like this big. The first one is this big close up of a giant mallard, and it's like, oh, shows the detail and the ring on its neck and yada yada. And then it kind of, as the smoke starts to fade away, it gets smaller and smaller, and that's when I puff in the extra ducks, and we come in with the V, and it's just each duck has a little kind of like a little twinge of each of us. Like one of it has a horn on it, one of it has like scales instead of feathers. The other one has like an eyepiece on it, like a monocle, and then another one has like cat ears, and then one of them is blue. Or I mean, I don't know. I can't do colors in this. I can't do colors in this smoke.
Detailed smoke.
I was gonna say I can't do colors in the smoke, but hey, this is in my brain. It's working, okay?
And
Very fucking detailed smoke.
You blow out the smoke, and like the ducks, like the smoke ducks, fly through the crowd, and you see like a lot of the children trying to like grab at them, jumping around. And you see Tempest say, "Oh, and these creatures, they're able to fly?"
On the wind.
Amazing. They must be blessed by Sumida himself.
Yup.
Well,
They certainly are. They are royalty.
Oh, we thank you so very much, Mighty Ducks, for these generous gifts. You will have Sumida's blessings as you leave the island to head to the ground below. And then you see Tempest lean over to someone else and says, "We have to learn more about these ducks."
Good.
And then Tempest turns to you all and says, "I will escort you to the eastern side of the island."
Thank you, Tempest.
And Tempest begins to escort you guys as you see the entirety of the village are kind of waving at you all. And as you see them waving at you guys, you can also feel, kind of coming from their direction, a little bit of like a gust of wind that is kind of pushing you forward a little bit. Like you kind of feel the wind on your backs kind of like guiding you. It's almost like a gentle like a gentle push of like, get out there, slugger, go get him.
Go get him, Tiger. Before Tempest backs up, right? I'm gonna lean into him and I'll be like, and I have one thing that is for you, and not probably not. I don't have enough to give to for everyone, but I have enough for you, and probably like one more. But and then I take out of I reach into my pocket or whatever, and I pull out this sun drop that I've had for forever. I'm like, here, take this, smoke it.
Another gift from down below?
From down below, but I can't. It's not enough to share with everyone unless you figure out a way to multiply it. But it doesn't have seeds, so I'm not sure how you would.
So what do I do with it?
You take it. You put it. You can either roll it up in like a banana leaf, or like a leaf of of the other fruit, or you can put it in like one of your see like this pipe I have here, and I show him my smoke monster pipe. I'm like, you can put it in here, and you can smoke it in here. But whatever you do, you need to ingest through. You need to inhale. You need to smoke it. For you, and probably enough for like one, maybe two others.
Oh, okay. And do we take one puff of it or two puffs?
As many puffs as you can manage.
And then we pass it along to the next person?
You to pass the sun drop to the left-hand side.
Oh, the left hand. Okay. I will remember this. I thank you very much for this bountiful gifts you've given us.
Shh, keep it on the low down. Don't be telling everybody this is a Terra More secret.
Oh. Is this what you partake of down below?
Down below. Down.
And what happens when we use this?
You will see.
He kind of shifts his eyes back and forth. See what?
Exactly.
Kind of just has a very quizzical look on his face and says, "Oh, okay, but so I should definitely do this by myself or with someone."
With another, at least one, maybe two.
Okay, sounds good.
Depending, yes, maybe two. Depending.
And you see him kind of tuck it in, like he has like a giant like ceremonial like headpiece on, and you see him just kind of like tuck it behind like a headband like near his ear.
Yes, you will see.
He's like, it kind of smells funny.
You will see.
You guys continue with Tempest over towards the edge of the island. As you see, as you approach the edge of the island, it is exactly what you imagine it to be. Just like,
island?
Yep, the edge of an island. Exactly, just flat. And you come to the edge, and as you get closer to the edge, the forest. There's probably about 10-15 feet of space from the edge of the island to where the forest line basically ends. So there is just a large, kind of like an edge around the island that doesn't have any kind of trees, just kind of a flat landscape that leads over to the edge, basically. And as you guys approach a little bit, and if you're brave enough to look down, you can hear just the absolute like the funneling of wind just whipping upwards from down below. Like you can just hear that like almost like a storm is blowing through. Like the wind is just whipping up because you're so high up in the air. And Tempest kind of almost has to yell a little bit for you all to hear, and says, "This is where you'll have to jump off."
He says,
Don't worry, you all have the blessings of Sumida. He'll guide you down.
all right. This is it, guys. This is the leap of faith.
Okay, but do you have any other instructions, like maybe a parachute Or like, how are we going to land? It's not going down I'm so worried about. It's the landing.
To be fair, I don't know what to expect down there, but the Terramore survived, so I'm sure you all will.
Gee.
Okay. Aladrian, do you think you could manage a feather fall for all of us
Of course.
before we die? Okay. All right.
this-
Well, there's one plan.
Yeah, this is the way. This is the only. It is the plan all along.
This is
Okay,
what we always
then-
do.
Then I will go. And she just jumps off.
Oh, that's not.
Woohoo for Sumida!
He didn't cast it yet.
It's too late.
Koshka has jumped off. Pippi is very concerned. Not like he's like very like he wants to follow, but he's very scared too. And like Koshka, you're falling. You're going.
I am going. She's along for the ride. She want to get off that island so damn bad. So she's ready to go. She's like, there's no other instructions? Okay, I'm gone. So she just goes.
All right. So the way this spell's written says I have to choose 5 falling creatures. So does everybody has to be falling before I can cast it on them, right?
Yeah. I believe so. I think no. You know what? You can probably cast it beforehand, but the spell only lasts a minute.
That's
You do
right.
not-
And I'm
you do-
already falling.
You do not know how long it's. You don't know how long it's going to take to get down to the ground.
It could be a long drop.
So
All right.
Drag picks up Pippi and jumps too.
Oh,
Hell yeah, that's my girl.
Pippi's like doing like the like a dog is just like flailing in your arms.
why are we always jumping?
All right. I said, I presume I'm pretty close to Midas because I typically am. I will grab his hand.
Yeah.
And I will give myself a high five with his hand.
Okay.
And then I will be like, see you later, Tempest! And I will do a backflip and jump off. And that's it. I just wanted to high five from Midas, but I wasn't about to ask.
Oh, I was like, now where is Midas in all of this?
I didn't want to ask. I just wanted a high five. Who knows? I didn't have time. There's no time. Quick. Whoosh.
You jump off, and Zar, you see Book look over to you and say, "I'm gonna go with him," and he just kind of flies off the side, but then comes right back. But then comes right back up. He's like, I'm just kidding. I can fly."
What is going on?
Hey,
I have a question for you, DM. Has it been an hour already?
From what? Like from when?
From I casted fly when I first manifested.
Probably yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Well, Midas, see you down there. Come on, Book, and I'll jump off.
God.
And the book just like the book's head just kind of flies down after you, and if you look up, you can see like it's the dreadlocks are just pushed back. It's like a meteor flying down to Earth.
Feel the wind in your hair, Book.
This is amazing.
This is what you were missing out on. Come on, Midas.
I hate all of y'all. And hero jump.
So you all jump down from the SoundCloud Island. To be fair, everyone gets 1 inspiration point.
Right.
And as you guys are flying down, Koshka, you're the first to jump. And when you first jumped off, you kind of just took the initiative to do so. And jumping off, and you look down, and you just see like sky. Like you don't even see the ground. Like you're so high up that you don't see any ground down below you. And you're just like flying back. It's like your hair is like that of a dog in a car window. Your hair is just blown back, flying down at like Mach speed, basically. And you kind of like seeing the ground's not there. You kind of like turn yourself around in the air to look up and see who's next coming down behind you, which you can see Drag and a very like terrified Pippi, who's trying to like run in the air, but is very unsuccessful at it. Drag's like clothes are being blown back, and then behind them, Eladrian is you're kind of like dive bombing down, I'd imagine, to kind of catch up to everyone else.
Yeah, like a skydiver, like head first.
Yeah, exactly. Czar, you are with the books like keeping up with you, as it's kind of like anchored to you almost, and you see Eladrian kind of diving down very quickly, and you try your best to follow his body position to kind of gain speed like that as well. Midas, as you kind of jump off, you know of something that could like help you fly in this situation, and you kind of reach for your wrist almost like unconsciously, and it's not there, and you're just like, oh shit. As you just kind of plummet down to the ground, like your cape just like whips you into your face at one point, just kind of blinding you for a quick second. But eventually you all kind of get within 60 feet of each other, but you're just like falling for what seems like an eternity. And as you guys are just kind of like flying down, what do you guys think about in this moment? Or what do you even say?
I mean, I think
with the wind.
I think I have to yell out, "Flying V!" and then and just hope that you guys can hear me. I mean, I don't know if you can even hear anything. Maybe I have just prestidigitation to make it louder, right? Not a lot, but a little bit.
Oh.
Anyway, I just yell "Flying V" at everybody and see if anybody wants to like float in. If you even hear me.
Yeah,
if they don't,
anybody wants to.
If they don't hear you, you do it with like your arms, like V.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like somebody would be doing the YMCA, right? Like they would be doing that with their arms. I'm just like V.
Yeah, Czar definitely falls in with Eladrin as like the nose of the V, kind of the leader, and he'll fall in to his left.
I think Koshka will see the struggling Pippi, and then kind of like be more comfortable than she was initially jumping off. So then she'll kind of like spread out her body as much as she can to kind of slow herself down and kind of like backwards catch up to Drag and Pippi. And then she'll get close and then kind of like pull Pippi onto her back in the backpack position. So that they're together, so he's not freaking out quite so much. And then
take 2 slashing damage or piercing damage as Pippi like just digs its claws into your body.
Valid.
Absolutely petrified.
Pretty valid.
When she gets down there, she hears Drag yelling at Pippi, "Oh, down and enjoy the ride! Come on!" And she's all too glad to help get Pippi over.
Koshka will like grab Drag's hand and then try to kind of like air swim towards the rest of the V so she can be like part of it.
Yes.
There's just one missing piece of the V.
It's not gonna happen. Might it?
It's currently a flying capital L.
But go over there. Tell him
He's
to get in the
trying to-
damn V.
He tries to yell, no!
Book like flies over to Midas, and Book yells out to Midas, "Are you gonna go in the V?"
No!
Book flies back to Zar, and he just yells, "He's not gonna go in the V."
Tell him if he doesn't get in the V, I'm gonna tackle him, and it's not gonna be fun.
Book flies over to Midas. Zar said he's gonna tackle you if you don't get in the V.
Tell Zar I don't give a god diggity damn darn damn.
Instead of flying over to you, he just telepathically tells that to you.
And as he says that, I'll tap Eladrin on his foot, put my thumb back to look at Midas, and then I'll do like the little squirrel thing where they spread out their arms, and I'll kind of careen back towards Midas and try to hit him with a tackle.
Make an athletics check. And Midas, you can make a contested athletics check.
Oh hell!
Could it be acrobatics?
No.
Dang it.
No.
Are you sure it can't be acrobatic?
I'm
How
sure.
about Arcana?
Oh no.
Yeah, could it be Arcana? No. Dang it.
All right, so Zar, you fly at Midas, and Midas, what do you do in this situation? You got the control here as you see Zar kind of flying squirrel his way towards you.
Midas is kind of like twirled in the air. It kind of just dodge him like really easily. I'm like Midas kind of just assuming Zar is very like has no real control of what the fuck he's doing. And Midas, he has his cape, so he's very aerodynamic. He's just gonna twirl out the way and just get the nastiest side eye. But you can't. But it's like really bad because it's so windy, so it's like his eye is just like fluttering.
As I kind of fly by and miss the tackle, you hear, ah!
just like a whoop, just right past you. As Midas unfurls his cape and does like a sweet barrel roll to absorb to dodge Zar trying to tackle him.
Barrel roll.
And you guys are continuing to careen down towards Stellaris, and up in the sky where you guys are descending, you can see the absolute entirety of Faerun. You can see, the Sea of Fallen Stars where Stellaris is located, but you can also see the mainland all around you guys. And you kind of, some of you might have a little bit of a, like kind of one of those like retrospective moments where you're like, wow, the world is gigantic out there, and kind of thoughts like that pass your mind as you continue to descend down to Stellaris, and the island gets closer and closer, and it feels like you guys are like hitting Mach 7 as you guys are just absolutely dive bombing down towards Stellaris, and you can see where Balland would be, kind of on that point of Stellaris where it's not protected by that mountain barrier that is on the outside of Stellaris. You can see, kind of some ships coming in from the distance, from where you're at. You can't even tell how far away they are. They might be, a couple of days travel. They might get there today. You're not entirely sure from the high altitude that you're at. But the ground is getting ever so closer. And Eladrin, you kind of, take point in the group here and lead them towards Balland. And as you guys are getting very, very close to the ground, like at this point, you're probably at like the same height as Stonecaster Mountain would be.
Yeah. Right. So, are we in any semblance of any formation at all still, or are we in just a conglomerate falling blob?
A few of you are definitely like it's a very small V. because Zar is probably a little bit higher up than Midas is. Midas is not taking part of the V. You kind of look like an arrow pointing down, basically, at this point. With Zar and Midas being like the straight line of the arrow. But you're all within 60 feet of each other.
Perfect. And so as we come into this down arrow shape and the ground is getting closer and closer, right? I'm like, that's good enough. And then I just do this weird starfish move, like where I stick my arms somebody said flying like a squirrel earlier. Yeah, like a flying squirrel. And as I do that, you can kind of see this ripple kind of come off of me, like, and like kind of like do like a bump in the air a little bit that kind of flies away, and everybody gets kind of touched by that bump, and Featherfall kind of affects everybody except Pippi, because Pippi's in the back of you, and that's good. It's good enough, I think. Koshka.
Nice.
So that'll be the 5, because I'm included in this.
Yeah, so you guys are descending quite rapidly, and as you kind of pull the parachute that is Featherfall, it does start to slow your descent, but Eladrin, you kind of feel like it's not pumping the brakes fast enough, as you feel like you're like, oh god, this should have stopped us a lot more than it is, and you guys get like almost really close to the ground. But Eladrin, you feel kind of a surge of wind come out of nowhere, and as you're like 20-30 feet from the ground, a huge, almost like air pocket, like an air bubble, softens your landing as you guys land on the ground just outside of Balin. Nobody saw you guys descend. You guys are kind of like right on the outskirts of town, but like an air bubble cushions your fall, as it's almost like a big like airbag, basically, that cushions the blow. And then you land ever so gently onto the ground. Something you can only assume was the blessing of Sumida that kind of helped you guys land quite safely here. And after what was about probably 20-30 minutes of falling, you guys have come back down to the ground and are kind of just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Balland.
Skipping a jump.
Yep, skipping a jump. What, in the desert or in the woods?
I would say you guys are kind of like, if you're looking at the map right now, you kind of landed just after like the large woods. Like you're kind of pretty much like kind of close to like around this area here on the map. Right. So like you're outside of the woods that you guys traveled through to get to Balland. You're on like the other side of those woods, but just on like the city limits are quite close. Like all that's around you is like farmland, things like that. In fact, you guys probably more or less landed in like a farmer's field, basically.
Perfect. All right, and our objective here, guys, is to go get my dad, right?
To what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can we just kind of like you said the farmer didn't see us. All right, cool.
Yeah, nobody saw you land.
Yeah, so I guess we just want to, I just want to kind of take off then and kind of run towards, the direction that we left and see if I can find my pops.
I think that's fine. I mean, time is of an essence, too. So as soon as Midas lands, he's gonna, run with Eladrin.
Quickly, we must go find him.
Yep, going along
quickly.
So which direction are you headed to?
We're if south.
So kind of from the cave, right? Like you're gonna head towards the cave. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. If we landed there, I'm trying to get right here, right? Because like that where the cave was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you guys kind of sprint off, and by your gauge now, like it's definitely early morning still, before noon. So it takes you a little bit of time to get to where Eladrian's dad was. At that quickened pace, it still takes you like an hour or so, maybe like 3-ish hours to get out there all the way, because you guys are going at a very quick pace. But when you go, Eladrian, how do you plan on tracking where he went? From what you recall, your dad said that the cave is almost like continuously moving by magical means.
Yeah, he I don't know. I mean, being a part of the Terra More, I would think that maybe I have some sort of like sense that says, "Hey, it's this way." Kind of like points me in the direction of where it is. But
Well, there is something you might have that can help you with that.
of course, there is.
The ring.
It's the fucking my emotionally traumatized ring of SoundCloud Island.
Hell yeah. Sorry, that was supposed to be an internal monologue and let you kind of sort through that yourself, but I just blurted it out and I apologize.
No, it was perfect.
Okay.
I just saw the claws coming. Oh god.
Yeah, so you head in the direction of the forest that your dad led you through. And putting on the ring, you can feel its pulse in the forest. You feel it kind of pulsing, and you kind of put it out, like you kind of put your fist forward and almost like which direction should I go? And as you kind of put your fist out towards like the southwest direction from where you guys entered in from, you feel the pulse a little bit stronger towards the southwest. And as you head in that direction, the pulse gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And this part of the forest, this small area of the forest, it's different from where you guys first initially entered into the cave. But after maybe another like half an hour or so of traversing through the forest here, eventually the ring is kind of like almost at the point of vibrating on your finger. As you come to Eladrin, you can see almost like an illusionary wall that's kind of painting the scenery to just look like the rest of what's around it. And you kind of point the ring forward, and the mystic veil kind of comes down from in front of the cave, revealing the cave of the Terra More.
And this ring, I feel damaged when I wear it, but it's okay. It led us to where we are. It led us to where we are needing to be. Here it is, the cave. The cave. It is here, everyone.
We can see you, Adrian.
Okay. I don't know that I want to be the first one to go in.
It's your
Koshka
father.
pulls her. Koshka
I know,
pulls her
but I'm
bow and then rushes in.
And I'll take off right behind you. Thank you, Koshka. I don't want to be the first one to see.
Anything for you, Eladrian.
Drag goes running in after him too.
She's like doing one of those like checks, that you see in like police cop shows, where they're like, clear, but it's like with a bow. And Pippi's obviously like close behind.
Yeah,
ready
Pippi's
for
like
backup.
Pippi's like nose is to the ground, like trying to sniff out Eladrian's dad. And as you guys, Zar and Midas, are you guys following?
What?
I'm gonna kind of outside the cave. I'll kind of look on the ground there too, just in case he had left or anything.
Yeah, go ahead, roll perception for me. Actually, yeah, perception. Just kind of looking around. Nice.
You're not very perception.
Nope.
So this area that you guys entered into is different from where you guys first entered into the cave. So there's no signs of footsteps or anything like that in this area. But the rest of you guys head down into the cave, and after descending the obscenely long staircase down, you come to the area where there was that teleporter had with the glyphs and the core scene all kind of decorating behind it. Yeah, so you come to this scene and you don't see anything.
Does Pippi smell anything?
Have Pippi roll a perception check. And if anyone else wants to roll perception or investigation, you can go ahead and do that.
Look for my father.
Nat 16.
Ooh.
So that's actually -4.
-4 for Pippi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge.
Yeah, so Midas and Eladrin, you guys don't really notice anything. It's kind of like there's not too much light in here, aside from like the glowing core scene, which kind of bathes the cave in like a bluish hue. So it's hard to make out fine details. But Drag, you can see some like scuff marks on the ground that are consistent with things like blades and bludgeoning damage, kind of like that blunt force wide area kind of damage, like when a hammer strikes into something. And you can see like the kind of like the line that a blade would make kind of carved into the ground. And with Pippi's 21, it is able to sniff out some small speckles of blood, very much dried at this point. And then Pippi does like the pointer pose.
Cute. I thought that in my head. That's great.
Yeah, so that's what you see.
I think Pippi found something over here. It looks like blood.
Like blood?
Just
blood
a little. Just a tiny little bit.
A bit of blood?
Sorry.
It only looks a little bit like that.
What?
Is it only a little bit of blood, or does it just look like a blood a little bit?
It looks like blood. It's definitely blood, but it's just a little bit, a couple of drops, I think.
Daddy?
But I mean, that could have been, the blood from that thing that chased us down here, right?
Maybe it could
Okay.
be. Yeah.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
He's clearly not down here. Maybe we should go check your house and see if maybe he made it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we should do. Yeah, we should go there. We should go home.
Kind of like awkwardly, like Kushka panics and like just like runs into like a really hard hug to Eladrin, and then like Pippi comes in and like snuggles up to him.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay, now let's get it together and we will find your dad, Eladrin. We will find
Yes.
him.
He's around. He's going to be
He's
fine.
around somewhere.
Yep. He's just
Okay.
He's fine.
And she'll
He's
kind of like
probably at home. He's probably eating dinner with mother, having it at the table, just like a regular day. Nothing.
I could use some food. It's like normal food. So I'm down. Let's go have some lunch or some dinner. And then she like tries to put her arm around him, but like she's really little, so like her arm goes like around the back of his knees, and she tries to like walk him out.
Can I like pick you up and put you on my shoulder?
I will allow this. Yes. Just once because you're sad.
Yeah, I figure I kind of like look down at you, and you like kind of look up, and kind of like it's known, and then you kind of climb up my side, and sit on my shoulder a little.
Just like a little perch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like kind of like. Okay. Kind of like. Yeah. Let's go.
She'll like point forward and be like, "Okay, onward," and then in her head she's like, "At least I don't have to walk up all those fucking stairs."
Right, it's just watching all of this. It's like, okay.
It's called having emotion.
Riding people?
Empathetic.
Having emotions?
Listen, I'm just sitting on the shoulder, okay? Let's just go and find Aladrian's dad, because he's clearly not here.
Just being supportive, okay?
Sure, buddy.
Something you are definitely need work on.
As you kind of start walking away, Pippi is biting on Aladrian's like the back of your boot and like pulling you because he doesn't like Koshka being in a high position. So like you're trying to walk and he's just like yanking on your boot, pulling you back.
There's badger in my boot.
You might. That's funny.
Sorry.
You might need to carry Pippi. He doesn't like to be alone down there.
All right.
He can backpack, but it hurts a little bit sometimes. So just know that.
Kind of like latches in. Kind of like okay.
Oh,
Pippi. All right, Pippi, come on, climb on. Ready? Up.
Pippi gets on your back, and you'll take 1 slashing damage as it pierces, or 1 piercing damage as it locks in backpack mode.
Again, Midas is just watching all of this. He's like, wow, how supportive.
Supportive.
Really, we're just catching a ride, but it's fine.
True
There's
friendship.
emotional aspects.
They have the dagger of friendship.
You got a
She, like,
dagger
does-
and something.
I don't have the dagger of friendship. Midas has it.
I
I
said
gave
had.
it back as a gesture of goodwill, and now he won't give it back to me.
She had it.
When you
She
say
had
it
it
like
once.
That's funny.
I will give it back.
So you guys eventually get out of this cave, and you reunite with Zar, who's at the top, and you kind of informed Zar that good old Aladrian's dad was not up there, or down there, I should say. And
can't find anything out here either. Maybe it's because the cave moved. What do you think? You think he's back home?
It's very possible. I mean,
Alright,
he does love it at home. You cannot blame him. It's a nice house. Okay. Which way is home? Distraught. Okay. It's this way. It is this way. Ready? And go!
All right, so you guys head in the right direction towards Baland, and it takes you probably the remainder of the day to get back to Baland. You're not probably not keeping the same pace as you just kind of marathon ran there, did a giant bunch of stairs and came up a bunch of stairs, so your legs are a little bit tuckered out, but you're able to.
I'm fine.
Well, yeah, you're fine. But the rest of you guys kind of take a casual pace to get back to Baland, and it takes probably the remainder of the day as you get to Baland by nightfall, and as you get into Baland, the night is things are kind of closing up a little bit. The street lights are on, like the lanterns are being lit for people to walk where they need to, and as you get into Baland, where do you want to go? Straight to the house?
Straight to his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone roll like a perception check for me. Just a nice group perception check.
Better than last time.
This is one perceptuous party, let me tell you.
Well, I'm a little distraught.
Pippi's is -4, so that's 16.
Okay. So as you guys are walking through the town, kind of on your way to Eladrian's parents' house, you guys can hear a lot of kind of commotion in terms of like there's the stalls and stuff like that. There's still people going out to like the Ocean's Respite, which is one of the inns and taverns there. But kind of in the kind of like a main, almost like center of town, you can hear one of the town criers yelling out to the people, and you can hear him yell out about a recent sighting of 2 dragons that have been seen attacking travelers on the way to Dunblane. You hear the town crier yell out things like, it's best to travel along the tree line. Don't let the dragons see you from the skies. And the town crier also yells out that the dragons were last seen hunting above the Dunmis woods. The Stellaris militia are looking for assistance in this dangerous endeavor. And you can hear him yelling out. You can also hear him yelling out another kind of important update. You hear him yelling, and still on Balin's most wanted list is, of course, the Rolling Thunder Bandit, still at large. Most recent heist took place at the Ocean's Bounty. If anyone has any information on the Rolling Thunder Bandit, please let us know. And you kind of hear that those kind of 2 announcements rattle off into the night throughout the crowd. And as you pass by, kind of with a little bit of a one-track mind, you get to your house, Eladrian.
All right, here we are.
You can see there's lights on the inside.
Good. I'm going to knock on the door and then just try to open it right after I knock.
Yes, you knock on the door and you open it, and it opens right up.
Perfect. Mom? Dad? Hello? Is anyone here? Who's here? Hello? The light is on. Hello?
And as soon as you kind of open the door and start yelling out to Roselia, who's just kind of right in the kitchen, just kind of right over to the left of you, is a little bit spooked. She's like, oh, Eladrian, my boy. And she runs over to you, gives you like a huge hug. Very, very tight.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make it to SoundCloud Island?
Oh, yes, we certainly did. And we passed the trial of soupy meat, and we were able to have the blessing on the way down, and we did, and they know now it's so many things. Yes, did Dad make it home?
Your father? Yes, of course he made it home. And you kind of hear some like thumping from upstairs, and you hear the footsteps coming down the stairs, and you can see the Dorian Breezeleaf there. He says, "Oh, my boy, did you make it to SoundCloud Island?"
Yes, you pushed us onto the platform and we made it immediately.
Oh, thank goodness! I'm glad you made it. And he kind of hobbles over to you, and you can see he's got like on his shoulder some like a bandage over top of his arm. And he comes over and he gives you a very, very large hug.
What happened after we left? You are about to get into I don't know a crazy situation.
Oh, my boy, it is quite the tale. Come sit down. Well, I'll tell you my story, and then you tell me your story, okay?
Okay. You tell us yours. You tell me yours, and I'll tell you mine.
Okay. Everyone, come sit down. You must be exhausted. Come sit down. And he kind of gestures you all to sit amongst the various furniture that they have in the main living room area and in the kitchen. We get an open concept in this place. And Dornian starts off and he says, well, the body of that, what's it, the Kalinar fellow, he was being weaved back together by some kind of dark magic. And so I made sure I got my son and his friends to safety first, of course. But, after you were gone, the magic was whirling and there was a mixing with the windstorm that I created. That one that I used to kind of push you guys? So the magic was weaving, it was blowing on with the smoke around this guy, and so the body was still able to be almost like reformed, and this Kalinar and I did battle for what seemed like hours down in the cave. Him getting the best of me at a time or two with some impressive maneuvers, but your old man Eladrin, with Sumida the Exalted empowering me, I was able to take my trusty warhammer and smash Kalinar's head against the cave wall. There was no coming back after that one. It was quite the glorious battle, and it's a shame that you couldn't see it happen.
No, yes, but I'm so glad that you are able to be alive to tell the tale.
Everyone,
First place, we were so worried.
Everyone can roll insight if you want.
Damn it.
Natural
I
20.
don't have any.
I want to know so bad.
Nice. I mean, it's my dad. I believe him.
Pippi's is -4, so that's only 10. But I get a 20.
Yeah, Pippi's not too keen on reading the human emotion.
A little
We're
confused.
still working on that one.
Zar and Koshka. Koshka, you can kind of tell when someone might be embellishing a little bit. Zar, you can almost tell, like, you've done battle against Kalinar before. You know how difficult of an opponent he was, let alone one that was able to come back to life. You're kind of doubtful that Eladrian's dad could single-handedly take on Kalinar.
He could certainly do it.
And then Dornian's like, well, what about your story? Tell me your story. And as he kind of quickly changes the subject.
Hey, Eladrin.
Yes?
Your dad was really brave. You were really brave, Mr. Breezeleaf.
Yes, I was.
Now that we're back home, maybe you and Eladrin can do, y'all secret handshake.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. Fuck yeah.
Huh? Mr.
You want us-
Breezeleaf?
You just wanted us to do it on command?
Y'all did it last time on command.
Actually, without command, just naturally you did it. It's kind of weird you haven't done it now.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
Okay,
you guys are being a little bit weird, but sure. And
sure.
Eladrin, he kind of gestures for you to do the father-son handshake.
Yep. Here we go.
And,
So,
he does,
I think,
and he does it exactly how you have always done it with him.
yeah, every single time, flawlessly,
Yep.
like it's second nature.
Eladrin, tell me all about SoundCloud Island. How was it going to your ancestral home?
It was absolutely amazing. We were able to do and then obviously I just start rambling and giving him the whole shebang of a story.
Oh my goodness, you were there for the Feast of Remembrance, and you did the trial?
And we did the trial, and we did not only just do the trial, we succeeded in the trial, but
Oh
we
my,
succeeded.
it was our great ancestors, the first Terramore, that were able to do the trial. There's barely been anyone since. That's amazing, my son.
We are. It is us as the Mighty Ducks, the team, the able to do it together.
Oh, well, I'm glad that your friends were there with you, and I was able to get you there safely. I was quite worried there for a little while if, the the people would be accepting of you without me there.
They were most accepting. No problems whatsoever.
Side thing. Can Koshka look over Dornian and see if there's any like cuts or scrapes or anything that could be what the blood droplets were from?
So seeing the kind of like bandaged on his shoulder, and Dornian is pretty jacked from all the years of working as like a carpenter. But like his right bicep and like shoulder are bandaged up currently, and you can kind of see very sparse amounts of like dried blood that have kind of gone through the bandage.
So where is he now?
Huh? Who?
What do you mean who? The one guy he was fighting?
Well, I mean, you know, I smashed his head against the wall and then I ran out of there.
So you don't know if he's like actually gone?
Well, I mean, I just kind of got out of there as soon as I could.
I almost think it's safe to assume that he is not gone.
That's what I'm thinking.
My secret roll in insight for me again.
Maybe
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, with the 22, you can kind of see, you kind of pick up signs of like an unease as he's telling you this. Like you kind of, you know, he's got like a little bit of like the shifty eyes, kind of like you can see him fidgeting a little bit.
Why do you seem so nervous?
Huh? Me? What do you mean?
Your leg hasn't stopped shaking since we found you.
And Rizelia kind of just you can hear her huff, and she says, "Dornian, did you tell him the truth?"
That's my girl.
And Dornian's just like, "Ugh. Okay, I was trying to look cool for my boy, okay? But I guess you won't let me have this." Okay. So what really happened is that, you know, after you left, that Kalinar guy, he tried to come back, but that windstorm that I used to push you all away, it was able to pick up the dust that Kalinar was, you know, made of at the time, and somehow it all got swept and swooped out of the cave. I didn't think my magic could do that, but maybe I'm stronger than I think. I don't know where that body is, and it wouldn't be able to follow me back into the cave after it was pushed out of there. Not without the ring, at least. It wouldn't be able to find the cave again. But truth be told, I kind of just stayed in the cave for the night until I was actually sure that he was gone. And then the next day I ran home.
So he didn't even touch you?
No, I kind of cut myself on a rock while I was sleeping in the cave.
Okay, well I'm glad you're okay.
Mine is the most like deadpan, like look at his face, like, are you fucking kidding me? You cut yourself? What are you, a fucking dumbass? He doesn't say any of that.
That's why I went.
That's
why I went with the first story. It was way cooler.
Okay.
Maybe y'all are related.
Honestly, the fact that you're alive is it's pretty freaking cool.
Right? Yeah, see? That's pretty cool. I survived an encounter with this Cabinar guy.
Lied to me.
Yeah, he's pretty ferocious. He's almost bested us a couple times too.
Well, I'm just glad everyone's safe. I was very worried for a little bit. I wasn't sure when I would see you again, my boy.
Well, we were so worried. but I'm so glad. Anyway,
We did
Now,
not doubt your fighting prowess, but we did, for a short period of time, think that you had died.
we certainly did.
Yeah.
For a moment, there was a moment where I was unsure. There was blood in the cave, and you were nowhere to be found. And my heart sank. Sank like stone.
And you see, Dornian kind of tear up a little bit and say, "You were worried about me?"
Worried? It was more than worried. I could
And
never lose you again.
and Dornian just grabs you really close and just squeezes you super hard.
No! Dad, I love you, Father.
I love you so much.
No!
And
It's okay.
Go ahead.
Question. Now that he's told us the truth, or quote unquote the truth, is he acting like he did before when he met us and stuff like that, or is he still acting a little weird?
Roll insight.
What?
13.
You can kind of tell a burden's been lifted off of his shoulders by
Okay.
telling the actual truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Glad he's alive.
And so, for kind of the remainder of the night, all of you guys sit with Dornian and Rizelia as they kind of prepare some food for you. You guys regale them about your time up in SoundCloud Island. You talk to them about some of the delicious fruits and vegetables and stuff like that you had up there, the very exotic types of fruits and things like that. And Pippi kind of starts nudging at your bag, Czar, and he's kind of like scratching at one of the pockets of your bag.
What are you doing, baby? I don't have any snacks.
Just greedy.
Pippi just kind of continues scratching at the bag.
I'll kind of put my hand where he's scratching inside one of the pouches.
Yeah, and you open up the pouches and you can see, you're not exactly sure who. Might have been one of the young kids or something like that, or maybe it was one of the elders or something like that. But they had put in some of the fruits and vegetables that were native to SoundCloud Island.
Hey guys, look at this. Glad your people left us with a little present. How nice.
Oh, that's some of those. Must be some of the starlight squash and the moonbeam mushrooms.
Yeah, so so you get some. There's a couple of like glow fruit in there. There's some. There's a whispering peach is in there. There is an ember carrot. The moonbeam mushroom. Some aether asparagus, and then
asparagus.
And then of course there's a couple of pouches for some spices as well. There's some whispering saffron, of course, and then you also see some moonlit mint.
Moonlit mint.
Wow, Corey's gonna love all this stuff. I can't wait till she's back with us.
I
Cannot
do
wait
hope
to
we
meet
hear
Miss
from
Corey.
soon.
And Dornian and Rizelia ask you, Czar, to like look at the fruit and hold on to it.
Oh yeah, of course. It's from your people, so here you go.
And I'll kind of give them the contents of my bag.
Yeah, and they just kind of look at these things, and you can see, like, on their face, like a wave of like nostalgia comes over them, as they haven't seen this kind of stuff for over 20 20 years basically, as they take some deep like inhales of the saffron and the mint, and they just kind of look at the fruit and just are just in awe that they're seeing these things again for the first time in a long time. And as you guys kind of continue to talk about your adventures up in SoundCloud Island, that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Dun 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 dun.
Damn, we really thought we was gonna find out something. That was part of the party. How dare you, DM?
Too funny.
Oh,
It's all
man.
like, oh, we obviously know what's going on. This is it. And it's like, actually, well, no.
Okay. I'm actually losing it over here in the campaign chat
No,
because
I
like,
am
every time I say something, I'm like, unless like, I'm talking to my damn self over here at this point. Like, oh my god.
And I was like, well, if it's not Elijah's dad, and it's not Corey, and then you sort of bring up not somebody random, but somebody we haven't seen in a long time, and I was like, well, and if that's the case, it literally could be anybody because we all have a side character who's minding their business. Everybody's
Yeah.
but
So many
drags. So I was
Dude.
like, that's a lot of people to choose from. It could literally be anyone.
Oh my
It
god.
could be Holgram, all
I
my
was just gonna
siblings, my
say.
parents. Like there's
Oh
so
my
many people.
God.
Nailing, like who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna
God.
say it could be Nayland. Oh my
So many
Yeah.
options. Depending on the option, Midas might be happy. Like it could go either or.
I was gonna say like there's nobody that like Midas actually like seems to like. So
That
if
you
it
know
was
of.
somebody you hated in the bag,
The guy
He's
that
like,
gave away
okay.
all his shit at the beginning.
Midas does have a friend, believe it or not. I
Oh.
know it doesn't seem likely.
I'm gonna go with or not.
have we met the friend
Okay.
yet? Probably not.
Oh,
Eh?
some of the party
They have, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a secret though. They were secret friends. We don't really know.
Oh. Okay, suspicious, but all right, we love
I-
it. It's fine.
I don't know if that's true. I made that part up.
Yes, they did meet.
Was it the rug guy?
It was not the one guy. I don't know.
Let's bring back the rug
We
guy.
didn't know
then.
who that was.
That was so funny. Like,
Was
that
it-
was the funniest thing.
I don't
Was it you?
understand.
Midas, was it you who got attacked by the rug?
Yes,
Who was
it was.
That was like the second. That was like the second session.
Yep.
So
I'm good. He can stay. He can stay. It wasn't even his rug. The thief. God, I really thought we was gonna.
Oh man!
The whole time I was like, wait, who's
Corey
in the bag?
Who's in the bag?
Who's in the bag?
Did you see my thing where it's like, what's in the bag? Somebody in the bag. I'm sorry I put that like thought process into everyone's head, and now poor Corey's like, I think I'm stuck in a bag somewhere. I don't know.
that was a good one here. Like that was a good switch out. Granted, we still don't know what it was switched out to.
Yeah, like who the fuck is it now? It's
but whoever it is, it was good.
It's good. Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
Like, oh, we dealt with shapeshifters before. This is fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're like super suspicious of Eladrian's dad, who's been nothing but nice to us. It's fine. And then like,
Like, oh, look, we can just blame it on trauma.
Blame it on trauma.